Good afternoon, good people. Yeah, I'm not sure what was happening, but this is the second video that I'm doing today that doesn't want to upload. I don't know why, but anyway, we are live now. Thank you so much. This is Tinyiko Motileni, your leadership specialist for women in male-dominated industries. So I am sharing my experience and my knowledge about leading in the male dominated industries. And if you want to understand my content, is that I am sharing what happened, the raw experience. Most of the time I don't take content from any book. I'm just sharing my life. Okay. So yeah, it's what I want you to experience, the raw information that I have been holding all these years, 22 years of my life. Okay, so guys, please like the video. I didn't forget today. Please like the video, and what is another one? Subscribe. Yes, yes, yes. Like and subscribe so that the algorithms can just show my videos everywhere so that other children can also get the information that is needed. Okay. All right. So today we're talking about a very sad, what do you call it? Topic, that most of the women are being thrown, those words all the time, so I just want you to do not get discouraged when you get those words. Just make sure that they don't affect you, uh, at the first, when they were throwing those words to me, when I first entered the male dominated industries, I would get angry. I would go and confront people. I would do all sorts of things, and you know what happened? Growing up happened, so as you grow in your career, as you grow in the space that you love, you start strategizing, how you're going to handle things, so that's what happened to me. I started strategizing. I started um, making sure that people doesn't bother me when they are talking those kind of things, so I started doing that, and yay, 22 years after, here I am. I've been the best leader in the male dominated industries. So let's talk about what I've done, or what I've realized, in order for me to embrace the words, let me put it in that way. So most of the time you get people who will always tell you she's sleeping with the boss, they will always gossip about that. Even if they didn't even see you, they didn't even there's nothing that suggests that you would be sleeping with the boss, but they will utter those words, and it will always be a challenge for me. Before, when I started in the industry, I would always feel ashamed, I will always feel like, why would people think like that? I would ask myself, I'll question myself, all those things, and I'm telling you, it's not worth it. They are just saying those things because of several reasons, so for me, I realized that first, when somebody says to me, she's been sleeping with the boss, it's mostly a colleague who didn't come up with, the best innovative solution, for a project that maybe we've been brainstorming about, So she will go outside and she will start spreading because the boss has acknowledged my innovative solution, ne? And then he will feel bad that he didn't come up with that solution, and at the same time the boss is not acknowledging his solution, so he will go around and tell employees that, yeah, the boss is listening to her, she's sleeping with the boss, all those things, all those rubbish that people like to speak about women, female leaders. And I don't know why. I don't know why. It's very, most of the time, women are not expected to be innovative, to be geniuses, to be intelligent. They are not expected to be those kind of characters. That is why somebody will come and make you feel worthless, or make you feel like you are doing something wrong, so those kind of things. I'm just checking my notes so that I don't forget anything. So in my, what is happening? There's Chrome. I hope I'm not, this internet has not stopped again. So that is why it's very important that you realize, when are those words uttered to you, or when, the time frame is very important, because you would be able to go back and think about what was happening when those words were coming out, because other employees will come and tell you. That's another thing, so a person who is spreading those lies or those words, he knows that other employees will come and tell you, and you will feel bad and you will be hurt, so that's exactly their strategy, to make you feel bad and to hurt you, so that the next time when there's a project, you pull back, you don't say anything, and you look like you are stupid, or you are not interested in doing the job, so you must be very careful. That is the reason, that is the main reason, that my male colleagues will go afterwards like, I'm sleeping with the boss, because they know those words were going to hurt me, and I will pull back. They know very well. So that is their strategy. So you need to know, as I was saying, the time frame is very important. If those words are starting to come out, and you quickly realize that, it's because you've outperformed somebody, you'll quickly realize, maybe you've outperformed your colleague or something. Then you will know that he was saying those words because he was trying to prevent himself from being embarrassed, so it's that kind of analogy that you need to understand, so that you start coming up with strategies that are going to allow you not to be hurt, so when you understand why he's saying those things, then believe me, you won't get hurt. You will understand his weakness, okay, and you will deal with that weakness, okay. So that's what I did. Besides being angry and everything, I had to sit down, because it was a norm. It was a norm that, when I've done something right and the boss was acknowledging me, then somebody will say negative words. It was a norm. It was happening like that. Then I needed to sit down and come up with another way of understanding, what is it that I can do in order to make sure that these words, they don't hurt me. Because one of the things is that you will never stop employees or colleagues from talking bad about you. You are a leader, so I understand that leaders, people talk bad about leaders. I understand that very well. But in the male dominated industries, it's not about you being a leader. No, it's about you being a female leader, if you understand what I'm trying to say. Okay, so you must understand that it's not about only being a leader, because they can talk bad about leaders and say, yeah, he's talking too much, he's talking rubbish, why is he do blah blah blah, all those normal things. But being a female leader, they will always put in, some kind of a hateful word that will make you very hurt and very angry, and that's where they need you, so that they can be able to say, yeah, she's very emotional, she cannot do the job, and blah blah blah, so there's so many strategies that male colleagues and employees are using in order to discourage you from doing your job. Or some of the female leaders have left the jobs, some of them that I know, they left the jobs because of those words that people will utter to them. Okay, so but I'm telling you today, do not leave your job if you are meant to be in the male dominated industries like me, because I would search for the job everywhere, but I wouldn't get any job. But immediately when I apply in the male dominated industry section, then I will definitely get the job. So if you are meant to be in that area like me, in that sector of male dominating industries, you will always come back to the same industry. Always, you will always come back to the same industry. So you rather not um leave the job and try and find out why people are doing what they are doing. And then when you got the answer, you are going to come up with a strategy of to what can I do in order to make sure that this person doesn't do the same thing again. So what I did, me, I would go and confront the person, because I was that kind of a person who doesn't. I grew up, my leadership grew in such a way that I wouldn't leave things for tomorrow. I would go and tell the person that, you know what, I don't like what you are doing, and please, can you please stop it, because it's not nice. And I know you are doing it because I've outperformed you in a certain project, So I would put it in that way, plain and simple and straightforward. And the person would like be shocked. Why? How did I know? And at the end of the day, they will just stop. It's as easy as that. They will just stop saying those words. So something happened, even today I don't have the science or the explanation of that thing. So I would sort out the colleagues. I would go and confront them and sort them out. But then I had a challenge with the employees, because sometimes I would manage 100 employees, so I would have a challenge with the employees, talking those things and confronting them one by one. I always didn't want to do such a thing, So I had a very big challenge. I didn't know how to sort them out. And when I don't know how to sort something out, I resort to just giving it to God and spiritual, team and everything. I would pray about it. I would um what do they call kupahla in English? I don't know what is it, but I will talk to my spiritual guide, and tell them that this is my problem and I don't know how to sort it out. So what happened is that when I was challenged with this thing of employees talking bad about me. I started praying. I started talking to my spiritual guides and all those things. And what happened is that the person who would utter those words to me, or to other people, and other employees would come and tell me, that person would just leave the job, somehow the person would just go, without any reason of me understanding why is he going, or is he leaving the job. Or I would go and leave, and I'll come back, and that person would have been fired by another manager. So things like that would happen to that person, and I don't know how. And when I look back, there were so many employees that were giving me hard time, and I didn't want to confront them, because I don't I don't like confronting employees per se. I always want to have a strategy to talk to them to stop what they are doing. but confronting them was not something that I would use to employees, because of their what can I say, their level of thinking, so I didn't want to do that, so I would I would find that person having being fired, while I'm on leave or whatever the case may be. And believe me, even today, I don't know what is the explanation or the science behind those employees being fired or leaving jobs by themselves, So even today, I don't know. But anyway, the problem would be solved without even me talking to the person or confronting the person. Okay. So that is what was happening. And it's very, very important for you to understand that first, you cannot stop anyone from talking bad about you, but you can choose not to be hurt or to be affected by those words. It's very important as a female leader in male dominated industries, because sometimes you will be forced to change the culture of the company. In fact, not most of the time, every time when I get into a company, I would be forced to change the culture of the company. I would be forced to apply change management into the company so that, they can understand that I'm a leader and I'm a female and I need respect and I'm respecting them. All those things. I will be forced to perform that kind of task before I can be able to be settled and have productive conversations with other males, either that I'm managing, co-managing with, or my employees or subordinates. So that is what I wanted to talk to you about today, guys. And please make sure that you sign up for the what do you call it, the workshop, ne? The masterclass on the 1st of October. I'm having a leadership masterclass whereby we're going to talk about the difficulty of managing um the difficult employee, because it's year end. Some employees are difficult, not because they are they want to be difficult. No, it's because it's year end and they're thinking about so many things. So you tend to become a little bit in your mind, and then they tend to be difficult, some of the time. So I am offering this masterclass for 550, whereby I'm going to help you understand why that employee is difficult and how can you manage and give him feedback in this last quarter of the year, because employees tend to be difficult in the last quarter of the year most of the time. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me. If you want some of my coaching services, please visit my website, tmstrategicprojects.com. I think I've put it onto the description box. I've written it onto the description box. Visit my website. You will find all my coaching services that I'm offering. Otherwise, do reach out, send me an email on coaching at TM Strategic Projects. It's also on my description. And then we can talk about your challenge in the male dominated industries as a female leader. Thank you. Bye bye, guys. I will definitely see you in the next video. Bye bye.